The following is a special presentation of Tony Kurre Radio.
It is time once again for the UAB Director's Chair. He's always in it. He's the athletic director for your UAB Blazers, Mark Ingram, down there on the campus south side. I'm Tony Kurre. Of course, you can hear this show at least 5 days a week right here on TKR, also on our YouTube channel, which is live right now. And, of course, on Audacity, wherever you get your favorite podcast, you can listen to these things. By the way, our show, was it last week or the week after, right after the Trent Dilfer was let go, was our most listened to show, I think, ever. We had like 15,000 listens or something. It was crazy. But everyone, and you were like right after all that went down on that Tuesday. So we greatly appreciate you coming on. It was a very, very fresh and very, very good hot take. I love that. All right, so you're going to give us another hot take today on the hiring of the next head coach. We'll get to that. But since we did have a little basketball action last night, we're recording this here on a Thursday. Talk about, I know it was a late loss there against West Kentucky. Doesn't count. But what did you see from the basketball team that turned you on, turned you off?
Yeah, I'm excited about it. Honestly, we've played a couple of exhibition games against Vanderbilt and Western Kentucky. We unfortunately lost both of them. The good news is everything that we didn't do well is correctable. Last night against Western Kentucky, we were 48% from the free throw line. Like that's not bad. That's abysmal. Yeah. And we're not that bad at the free throw line. I mean, they work on this, for the casual fan who wants to go, do they ever do this? Of course they do this. And, Andy Kennedy's got them, taking shots. It's just a matter of getting comfortable at the line, getting some games under their belt, I think, because we lost the game. At the end of the game, we hit a big shot, a big three-pointer that we needed. I think that was a real bright spot in the moment. One of our point guards hits a big shot, a three to tie the game. And then they made 4.5 seconds, they make a free throw. Not a free throw, a layup. Yeah. They kind of ran in the lane. Guy makes a tough shot. Anyway, that's how they go up two. But if you do the math, it doesn't take many free throws to see how, frankly, we could have blown them out. Sure. And if we'd had a bad night in the 60 to 65% range, would probably win by 10 points. And so anyway, there's some little things like that if we clean up, I think we're going to be just fine. And Vanderbilt was Vanderbilt's better than us, but I don't think it was dramatic. And I think, again, even though if you look at the score, and I don't know what the final was, we lost by 16 or 20 or something. But again, we didn't shoot well at the line, and we just had a series. There was a moment in the second half. We're down 6 at the half. We come out, we get a stop, we score, we cut it to 4. And so we're like, okay, this is a good start. But there was this run that Vanderbilt made where they 8 straight trips they scored and got stops, or we turned it over or something. And then we're, so then all of a sudden we're down 16 or 20. And then we played with them the rest of the game. It was just this bad 3 or 4 minutes. And if you could cut that out, we're in the game with them too. Yeah. And also the free throw. So I think I'm encouraged. It's just about all these guys, as any team would have, breaking maybe some bad habits, whether that be out of position on offense, not staying low on defense, or just some little things like that, being a little bit less casual with the ball. We've had too many turnovers, those kind of things. We'll get there.
All things you can fix. And of course, basketball season right on the doorstep, man. We cannot wait to kick that off. It's going to be fantastic. Was listening to part of the Monday Morning Mort, by the way, through your website, UABsports.com. By the way, you can see that on the right-hand side of the website. You can check that out. Alex Mortensen, of course, a little podcast action going there. And he was nice enough to come on ABC 3340 with us last week. Just knocked it out of the park. For a guy who he's very polished. And I hadn't realized that, I knew that he was at Alabama. I didn't realize how long he was there. And so we had some questions about him and Nick Saban and everything else, but he looked very, very comfortable. He said all the right things. And so it was just really refreshing. And even the people that were around me, everyone knows I'm a UAB guy. They're like, oh, you're bringing your UAB guy. Everyone around me was like, wow, he really is well spoken. Like you could tell, like they thought he'd been a coach there for like 20 years, which is really good. Search, what's can I just throw it out there? Is it his job to lose? I mean, we got UConn this weekend. I mean, I'm assuming that's kind of where you're at, right?
Well, we're at UConn this weekend. That's correct. And then we're on the road at Rice. I think the win against Memphis tells everybody that, hey, man, these have become winnable games. I think prior to Memphis, most people probably would have thought we're not going to win another game. Yep. And but now you play the way we did against Memphis. And I want to say, and this is a compliment, we played out of our mind in a good way against Memphis. We made plays on offense that were season-long highlight in one game. Yep. I mean, we made some throws, some catches. We did a lot of good things. Now and yet still plenty of things that we could clean up and fix, because we still had two turnovers that if you eliminate those turnovers, we probably win even bigger. So, we did some really good things. Our defense, while they had a couple of big plays, Memphis did, our defense played a lot better too. And so, I'd love to be able to continue playing at that level. Obviously, we just played really well against Memphis. So, but I feel like these games are winnable. I think I sense from our fans that they too, like me, have hope that maybe we didn't have before. Listen, I'm pulling for the guy. I'm pulling for our team. I'm pulling for the Blazers, man. I'm not. I don't want to act like I don't care who the head coach is, but at the end of the day, I just want a guy that our players are responding to, can manage the team, and can recruit at a high level. There's a lot of things that go into being a head coach in the college game. I think we talked about this last week. When you look at what's going on at North Carolina, Bill Belichick has got a bigger job with the Tar Heels than he had with the Patriots. Mm-hmm. And that doesn't make sense when you consider, pro football's, the players are at a more elite level, but the job itself is a much bigger job in college. Yeah. There's a lot more to manage. Yeah. You got a lot more people to manage. You got a lot, you got community service, you got campus relationships, you got donors, you're out raising money. I mean, there's stuff that the pro guys don't do at all. Mm-hmm. They got a whole team of people that scout. Hey, guess what? You are now that team. Yeah. And so it's just a big job, man. And so I'm pulling for him. And I'd love for him to make it really tough on everybody. That'd be great.
You got UConn this weekend. You got Rice coming up. You got North Texas. South Florida is going to be a huge ball game. You got 5 games left, and certainly a bowl game is certainly something that is attainable here with 3 victories going in.
Hey, bro, look, man, you go up to Connecticut, win. You go to Houston and beat Rice, and all of a sudden we're sitting there. We're 5-4 with 3 games left. Yeah. I mean, you're feeling like, hey, we got a real chance.
One game at a time. But I mean, and listen, just after meeting the guy and talking to him, I'm rooting for him too. I hope he makes this. I hope he makes this a very. I hope he makes this a very easy call for you. What is the protocol? What is the Mark Ingram protocol? When it comes to hiring any type of coach, and is there any type of protocol that comes down from maybe the conference and or the university itself? Is there some things you have to do in order to suffice all the hiring practices or techniques of a particular hire?
Well, I have we put together, our team here and I put together this grid of what are the qualities that we are looking for in a head coach. And I know that the importance of the football hire may be different than some other sports. It's not to those people, and it's not to those athletes, okay? So the members of the women's golf team see the hire of the head coach, the women's golf head coach, just as important as the football players do. Yeah. While our fans may not see it that way, the student athletes that put in the same amount of hard work and effort and energy, they have an expectation that's the same as mine. And candidly, the qualities in the head coach are the same. So it's not to take away what the fan impression is about the value of the coach or the importance of, say, the football coach versus, say, a golf coach. And look, I understand the revenues and all the things that come with it. That's a guy. But we're still looking for a person. If we can find a person that is a head coach or has been a head coach, that is valuable to us. Mm-hmm. We still want a person who is a high integrity person who is not intentionally cheating, which means we're looking for somebody that doesn't have any major infractions with the NCAA. We are looking for a person who has experience recruiting at a high level and has been successful. We're still looking for a person who, if possible, has managed a team, has managed people. Mm-hmm. We're looking for a person who's successfully managed budgets.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you can plug in the sport. This is the same. And so those are all qualities, number one, that we look for when we hire people. I said this the day we introduced Alex as our interim. Somebody asked me something similar. I said, look, man, we work hard to hire good people. We want to hire good people that have all these. Let's take the successful track record. That's a given. We are obviously looking for people who've got a proven record of success. What we're now looking for, that's the hard part, is because nobody puts on their bio. I can see on your bio, did you win and where have you been and all that. Mm. Nobody writes on their bio, oh, and I don't intentionally cheat.
Yeah.
I don't lie to you. I'm going to be honest with you. When bad stuff happens, I'm going to alert you immediately because I know that's important.
Yeah.
Nobody writes that on their bio. So this is the kind of qualities that make managing the program that the fans don't have any clue about because they shouldn't. They're not. It's not part of what they do. They're there to cheer and buy tickets and be supportive in that way. But there's this like 95% of the job that is the everyday all year.
Sure. Yeah.
There's just a lot going on. And so those are the qualities you also are trying to identify, because if you have a person with successful experience at all of that stuff, it also makes the things that you do know about, the recruiting and the training and the preparing and the coaching, it makes that part easier if you can, get all these other things in line.
The coaching carousel, the dominoes are already starting to fall a little bit here. And of course, it's because we've got not one, not two, but three decent jobs. So you could probably say two huge jobs.
Isn't it like 11? I think it's like 11 in the autonomy group.
Yeah, it's insane. I mean, it's really, for this time of the year, I mean, for mid-season, it's crazy. And I mean, I guess everyone's kind of jockeying for position. Sure. And I certainly get that. I think Auburn's put themselves in a really tough spot because I think that, obviously they're going to be looking to make a coaching change. And do they want to make it now? Because now everyone else is looking for coaching. Then you have to look, okay, is our job as good as the Florida job, or is our job as good as the Penn State or the LSU job? But yeah, some big jobs out there. And then FSU is probably going to open up. Is Bill Belichick going to be in North Carolina next year?
Man, listen, I don't want to speak about anybody's situation because I don't want to get anybody's business, and I believe in karma. I'm not trying to judge. I brought Bill Belichick up just because I think every person that knows coaching and specifically football would say here's one of the best coaches in the history of the game. And so I'm just pointing out that here's a guy that was one of the most successful coaches in the history of the game, and he's moved from pro to college. And it's just hard, man. It's not a criticism. It's just pointing out the fact that it's not just X's and O's. It is not just coaching. It's not. I'm sure that the players all sit on the edge of their seat when the man opens his mouth, would be my guess.
Would you hire him?
An incredible coach, but
would you hire him?
It's just, well, I no, but that's just, but there's different reasons. I mean, I don't think that. I think he will be at North Carolina, but I think that the paying players stuff. So again, difference in college and pros. In the pros, they have contracts. Those players have contracts. They are, even if they know they're going to be free agents at the end of the year, it's at the end of the year. Mm-hmm. Our players become free agents in what they would think of as the playoffs.
Yeah,
I mean, our kids can enter the transfer portal when we're still playing football games. Somebody is still playing football games. Even if UAB isn't playing football from January 2nd to January 16th this year, there are teams playing football games. That doesn't happen in the NFL.
Yeah.
You're not a free agent. I mean, look, man, I know if you're on the worst team in the league and your season has ended, and yes, you are going to be a free agent, There's no activity. You can't leave our team and go to another team while games are being played. I mean, it's just wild, man. And fortunately, we did finally this year move the transfer portal to January. But last year and the years prior to that, whatever it was, 3 years, man, it was the entire month of December. Think of this. You could be in a bowl game. The first bowl games are like December the 15th or 18th every year. And you got kids entering the portal.
Oh, right.
While you're trying to bowl prep.
Yeah.
You're trying to bowl prep. You're trying to recruit your next class. You're trying to hold hey, man, don't leave us. What are you talking about? I don't want to play and get hurt, coach, because I'm going in the portal. Mm-hmm. And you just lost 3 or 5 of your best players before you go to the bowl. And then the coach gets judged on whether or not they won the game or not.
Yeah.
It's just really unfair, I think, to coaches who have a hard job, and people, I think, again, just the general fan base doesn't care because they go, oh, well, they're so well paid, who cares? Well, they like to continue being well paid, and they worked really hard to get to that job. So they've earned their way to that spot. And then don't forget their staff. Their entire staff is impacted. Their staff's not making what the head coach is making.
Yeah.
Some of them are also well paid. But you got a bunch of people that are just normal wage earning people. And I'm talking about 30 or 40 people who are all impacted, and their spouses and their children, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
This buyout thing is a relatively new thing. I just said I think it's the worst word I could hear in college sports. I just hate the buyout because, I mean, everyone is walking away from jobs with $50-60 million. And I know Brian Kelly got $54 million. Jimbo Fisher got 70-something. I mean, it's Mike Norvell's due 50-something. And I hate that. I know a lot of people are like, wow, we're having a difficult time in this sport. There's only 7 or 8 programs actually in the black every year. And now we have to go pay, somewhere like Florida, they're going to be paying 3 coaches at one time.
Yeah.
And that's on them. I mean, they made these hires, and obviously they're making the deals with Jimmy Sexton, whoever these coaches are. Has it tarnished the integrity a little bit of what head coaching used to be like in college sports? Because it used to be, we used to have a deal where, if you left, you had to pay. There was a deal.
Yeah, that's still true.
Yeah, I mean, well, a lot of cases, but I mean, not very many. I don't know any Jimmy Sexton coaches.
Tony, you're misunderstanding. If let's just use Billy Napier at Florida. If Billy Napier at Florida had left to take the LSU job, Billy Napier would have owed Florida money.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's not what's happening.
No.
They invited Billy to leave. Billy didn't leave. It was Florida's choosing, not Billy's. But that's why they owe him.
My point is that there wasn't the type of buyouts that we have now 10 years ago. Is what I'm saying. When a guy got fired for cause because he screwed up, I mean,
I bet it gets worse. I bet it gets worse this year because of the number of jobs. What you're going to have is
Kirby Smart's due $118 million. If they fired him today, he's due $118 million. There's no doubt. 3 of the top 5 all-time buyouts have been 2025 already, and it's not even over yet.
Yeah, what I'm saying is, let's just stick with Florida.
Yeah.
If there's 11 jobs out there, and let's say Florida they're going to hire Tony Kurre. They have gone through this process, and they've decided, for the reasons that they choose, man, Tony is the guy, and they get excited about it. Man, I'm so excited. He wants to come here. We want him. Oh my gosh, this is going to be great. And then, but there's 10 other jobs out there. And then, his agent or you say, hey man, but if you want me now, this is what it's going to cost.
Sure,
and you say, okay, well, we can pay that. Okay, but listen, he needs protection because Steve Spurrier had a lot of success at Florida. Urban Meyer had a lot of success at Florida. But you could go down another healthy list of guys, Ron Zook and Jim McElwain and Will Muschamp. I mean, now Billy Napier. There's a bunch of other guys that have been in there too, who all are good football coaches.
Yeah.
They're good football coaches, but they didn't win. So why didn't they win, right? And so it's like, hey man, we want to come there, but clearly that's not some layup job where just all of a sudden talent just throws themselves at you and you just go automatically.
Who's created this mess though? Because I know as an athletic director, you don't want to have to give a guy, if you're firing a guy because he's not doing a good job. like Brian Kelly, for example, he didn't get it done. He was brought there from Notre Dame, for gosh sakes, to win a national title, and he's not winning football games, and they have to give him $54 million to go away. That doesn't feel right to me. As a fan, I'm thinking to myself, so as an athletic director, you got to be, wait a minute, but I mean, what?
Your buyout demonstrates your faith in them too, though. So remember when I say, hey, I believe in you and I'm going to pay you this, and in fact, I'm so confident you're going to be successful and we believe in you. This is what the buyout is. It's there's some of that in that. And look, I don't know Brian Kelly's record off the top of my head. I've never met Brian Kelly. Brian Kelly won a lot of football games too. I mean, it's not the same as James Franklin, but he's won a lot of football games. And so,
no, he's been to a couple of national championships too. I mean, you could certainly, but he wasn't favored in either one of those. And listen, I'm not saying. Yeah,
we're asking ourselves here.
Yeah, well, and it's just, I don't know.
I think our expectations. I think our expectations are inflated. I think that what we think that these guys should be able to do because of the transfer portal, they think we only look at the fact that they can go get players, which is true. Yeah. They also can lose players, and it also there's this other, the way that they coach, because kids can just decide after 4 football games, hey coach, I'm going to red shirt.
Yeah.
What do you mean you're going to red shirt? You're playing 30 snaps a game. Yeah, it's not enough.
Yeah.
My shoulder hurts. I can't play anymore. And you think kids don't do that? They do that. And they have street agents who convince them, hey man, you're only making $100,000 at this place. I can get you $1 million at that place, or $500,000. You just tell them you're going to redshirt. I'll take care of you. And they believe some stranger over their own coach, because the stranger says, now look, your coach is going to tell you I'm lying. And so when the coach says, man, that guy's lying, they go, see, I told you he was going to tell you that. Well, they're kids. Yeah. They're impressionable young people, and it's a ton of money. It's a ton of money. That's another mistake that we've allowed here. It's just this obscene amount of money that some people are being paid. You
got inner city schools that have never even seen a 50, and all of a sudden they're getting offered $50,000 to go play somewhere. Yeah, there's no doubt.
50 is a drop in the bucket, Tony. Yeah. There's kids that are making $500,000, $750,000 to be backups.
Yeah,
they're told that you're going to be our number 3 tailback. I mean, it's just and it's because the very few programs that do make a lot of money, or they have a fan base that's willing to pay it to try to go find success, they're making it. And there's not one player, not one of them, whose name, image, and likeness, I'm not talking about their playing ability, their name, their image, and their likeness is not worth it.
Yeah.
Not any.
Oh, no, there's no doubt. There's no doubt.
You couldn't put their face on a billboard and anybody go, oh, yeah, there's not the common person.
Hey, go get a victory this weekend against UConn. Let's go game by game.
Hey man, I'm excited. Listen, UConn's done really well. They beat Boston College a couple of weeks ago. Now it's interesting. They played Rice, who we have next week. So this past Saturday, they played and lost a double overtime game to Rice. So that's interesting. Rice, runs the triple option like Army and Navy do. So that is a challenge for everybody now. And I think Rice, that was a wise move by Rice. I think they've got a good coach from Davidson who's had a lot of success, runs a unique style, so it's hard to prepare for. And so, but I think UConn has done a nice job, better than, remember, they're independent in football. So that makes that job tough. When you look at their geographic location, there's no player east of them because that's the ocean. Yeah. And there's nobody really north of them because it's basically Boston.
Is that East Hartford, isn't it?
Canada.
Yeah.
You're so you've got to go pretty far away to get people to come there.
I know the airport sucks. Yeah. The airport sucks. The airport sucks.
Yeah, Hartford is there.
You fly into that. If you go to ESPN, you fly into Hartford, and it's not a lot of fun.
And Stores, here's a challenge for them. Stores, Connecticut, where the school is 20 miles from Hartford. Yeah. So like their students, they got to really work to try to get students to games, but their stadium is really nice. They got a big old stadium that the city or the state built for them, I don't know, like 15 years ago. And it's legit, man. Like they've got a lot of good things going there. And so, yeah, it's a tough contest. But I think after we play Memphis, I'm hoping that our guys really feel confident in what they're able to do and go play with that kind of confidence. And, man, they got nothing to lose. Go let just go let
it
loose.
rip. Go get him, Tiger. Yeah, appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Thanks, Tony.
This has been a special presentation of Tony Kurre Radio.